Okay, so we're all scientists, and the only thing we can reasonably do or pay attention to is solving the problems that we face as human beings. Um, Doing it rationally and logically, experimentally, but above all, remaining empirical about it, not relying on anything metaphysical to explain what's going on or to justify it. Because religion no longer justifies our experience. It no longer gives it a boundary or a foundation. Now we rely on science and its factual picture of the world. That's fine. All I'm saying, in addition to that story, is that it's a story. It's another myth, not a lie, but a sort of imaginative narrative about how and why we came to be and where and why we are going into the future. It's just a meta concept, like you've already described. It's a macro level explanation for existence. Science has given us the story of evolution all the way back to the Big Bang, up until the appearance of human beings and culture and civilization. But my point is, it's all another mythological story that humans use to build a framework around which they can create meaning and have this experience of purpose. There's goals to achieve that you know are worthwhile and so on. You need a myth for this because all of our experience occurs with a horizon, with something beyond perception that we don't have access to. And, there's all kinds of gaps in our perception of reality. And so we're forced to fill them in with imaginative creations and constructions, which are usually mythological. So our experience is always surrounded by a boundary, and that boundary is the horizon of what we can know. And beyond the horizon is a mystery. And when a mystery surrounds the horizon of your perception, it also sheds mystery on that perception itself, because where is it occurring? In what type of a matrix could this possibly be happening in? Because I guess my real aversion to science is that when we rely on it to be the guide of our lives, it seems to sort of get rid of wonder and the sense of mystery. And some scientists will say, you're crazy, that's not what it means at all. And then fine, great, as long as the science isn't used as some type of a meta narrative or meta concept or mythological ploy to explain our origins, as long as we don't think science could ever figure out the meaning of life, I have absolutely no problem with it. But it's when we assume it can do that that we get all tied up into this technological race towards, I don't know what, utopia? I'm not sure. Because we make a lot of sacrifices for technology. In fact, we don't really know what a technology is going to do to us until after it's been not only invented but built and distributed into the marketplace, the effects are unforeseeable. We built the atom bomb to defeat um, the Germans and the Japanese in World War II. Little did we know it would lead to an even bigger buildup of arms and a near war that could have wiped everything out. The Cold War was an unforeseen result of an advancement in technology which preceded the moral development required to prevent that technology from turning the world upside down. So I didn't really explain why science, as something which could provide the meaning of life, necessarily leads to this sort of viral growth of technology and our dependence upon technology, to gain meaning from our lives. The connection there is that science needs problems to solve, and what we do when we create a new technology is, basically, the only reason technology progresses and becomes more advanced is because we're progressively inventing new problems for it to solve, both as a result of just our increasing awareness of what we could possibly want to do to control nature, but also of trying to counteract what we've already done to nature with past technologies, because like I said, the effects of them are unforeseen. We build airplanes and highways and have all kinds of factories and are burning up energy that's releasing all this CO2 into the atmosphere, and then those technologies and their waste force us to develop some type of technology to pull the CO2 out of the atmosphere and somehow clean the air. And so we're constantly cleaning up after ourselves, and that cleanup process is one of the major motivating factors of the increasing advancement of technology. It's like a snake eating itself, except it's also eating the planet. So it's a problem, I think. Or maybe it's not a problem. We don't need more problems, which is maybe the problem I'm having with science. If we're going to be scientific, we're constantly doubting our experience, constantly wondering how it could be better, and then going about trying to fix it. And it seems to me that that's exactly what human beings have been doing for the last few hundred years, and as a result, things have only gotten worse. Environmentally, politically, sociologically, spiritually, if you want, things have gotten worse. So I wonder if we ought to continue that mode of consciousness or shift to something new, not back to mythological or not in the sense I was using that word earlier in the video, but into the literalisms of theism and monotheism in general. Not back to pre-modern religion, but forward to some kind of view of the world that can incorporate the idea that we cannot know everything, that intuition is just as valid as rationality and logic in a universe or in a perceptual horizon of experience, which is what the universe is to us, that is constructed in the way that ours is. Intuition is just as important when there are so many gaps in our perception that can't be known objectively, empirically, logically, but that have to be imaginatively constructed based on gut feelings, or a sense of the heart, beyond just a sense of the brain. We have We have a lot of senses. At least 5, 6 if you count, the intellect, what the brain does with the senses. Um, they discovered quite a bit of neural activity in the heart. There's a whole new field opening up called neurocardiology. All of the organs have some type of a consciousness, uh, and whatever it is that creates this ego or this I self, that thinks that it's in control and that thinks that it speaks, and I don't know where that comes from, but it's just one aspect of the body.